1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Everybody. Good. Okay. Can you go to the next page? I think it's okay for this one actually. Yeah, we're now on quadratic formula. 16. Okay.
Are you giving us more homework?
Huh?
Are you giving us more homework?
Oh, of course.
No.
You'll get more homework, Mark. Yes, you will. Don't worry. If you were worried, you wouldn't. Let me tell you not to worry about that. Okay. So what we're going to have a look at now today, the quadratic formula. All right, listen up now, come on. So we've already seen two ways to solve a quadratic. What are the two ways we have to solve a quadratic? Now that's to draw it, to solve it, if you remember what it's called. No? You could factorize or complete the square. Okay? So there's one more way to show you, and that's by using a formula. So we'll start off with a quadratic like this. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And I'll just say a is not 0. Why do I need to say that? Exactly, yeah. If a was 0, then it's not a quadratic, it's, what's it called? Linear, yeah. Okay. So I'll just wait for you to start because I have a lot to write, okay? Hey, come on. It's the name on your book. It's the name of the page. 16. Okay. Listen. Hey, come on. So, first, I'll divide everything by a. So the first thing to do is to divide everything by a. Okay, so next I want to complete the square. So if I want to complete the square, what would I need here? Yeah. B over 2a is half of this goes here. Half of it goes here. And then what goes at the back here, it's, if you remember, this number minus the square of this number. So on the back it would be c over a minus b squared, I'll just put it like this for the moment, equals 0. So that's an a. Okay? So I'll just give you a minute to catch up. So that's where we are so far. Okay, so next I will do, as you said, down the back, minus b squared over 4a squared. Okay, so write this down. Yeah, you got this already? Yeah. Not everybody, yeah. Okay, so what I want to do next is I want to put these together as one. So if you look here, this is an a, but this is a 4a squared. So what I could do,
Multiply the first one
by what? 4a. If I put a 4a on the top and a 4a on the bottom, this will be 4a squared. So what I'll do is exactly that. I'll multiply the top and the bottom by 4a. So I'll put a 4a here and a 4a here. So now I get x plus b over 2a squared equals 4ac over 4a squared. Sorry, that's a plus there. Minus b squared over 4a squared equals 0. Okay? So now I can put them together. But before I put them together, I think what I'll do is I'll take both of them to the right. Uh-oh. There we go. So I'll take both of these to the right. So now I get x plus b over 2a squared equals b squared over 4a squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. I can put these together. X plus b over 2a squared equals b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. You should start to see something coming out that you should recognize from middle school. Yes, middle school, yeah. You can see it starting to appear, yeah. Okay, so what should I do next now, do you think then?
The root.
The root, yeah. So I'll put a square root on both sides. So here will be x plus b over 2a equals plus or minus, and you can break the root like this. Now, what is square root for a squared though? 2a. 2a, yeah. So here you have x plus b over 2a equals plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Take this to the right and you get x equals minus b over 2a plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And finally, x equals minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And of course, we absolutely must say that a is not 0 because, well, number 1, it's not a quadratic, and number 2, we can't divide by 0. I think everybody has seen this formula from middle school or high school before. So you can use this formula to solve quadratics. Yeah? Okay, did you write this down? Yeah. So there's a little bit of vocabulary before we do this as an example. If I scroll down. Yeah. Okay, so just before we do that, I just want to give you some vocabulary. So the first one, decimal place, also written as DP for short. Significant figure, written as SF for short. So I just want to explain what these mean. Okay, so I think the first one everybody knows. So like for example, 12.345, I could say that's 12.3, 1 dp, 1 decimal place, meaning here, I just want. So because this is a 4, it means it stays as 3. if I said 12.345, that'll be 12.35 to 2 dp, 2 decimal places. What the heck? No. Let's fix that. Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong spot. 12.35, so you want only 2 decimal places. So the 5 here makes this one go up to 5. Does anybody know the verb for this? The verb. Round up, yeah. So this one we round up, and this one here we round down. Okay, so the last one as an example here, that is 12.345, 3 decimal places. Oh, and I'll do 0 decimal places. What would 0 decimal places be? It'll just be 12. No decimal places. But I mean, you first learn about this in elementary school, so this is okay, I hope. The next one, though, maybe is new for some people. Significant figures. Does anybody know this one?
Yes.
Some people know this one, yeah. So let's use the same numbers again. 12.345. Does anybody know what I mean if I say one significant figure? What would it be? Does anyone know? 1? No. 12? No. 12.3? No. 12 point? No. What did you say? I think I heard the answer from one person. 10. Now why is it 10? Because with significant figures you start at the left. So you only want one number, so the rest here become 0 because the 2 means go down.
But like after the...
No, you see, that's decimal point. Decimal point is after the point. Significant figure is from the beginning. Yeah. So 12.345, what do you think that is to 2 significant figures?
1, 2.
Yeah, 12. And then 3 significant figures? 12.3. Do you see what's happening? And then 4 significant figures? 12.3. No. 5. Because the 5 here makes the 4 go up. So 12.345 is 12.35 to 4 significant figures. And lastly, 12.345 to 5 significant figures is the same here. Okay. Just another one to practice. Let's say I have 0.195. Okay, so let me do 1 decimal place. What would that be? 0.0. Because 1 decimal place here, the 1 means you round down, so it's 0. What about 2 decimal places? 0.02. 3 decimal places? 0, 2, 0. Yeah? And then lastly, 4 decimal places is the same. Now, does anybody know here 1 significant figure? 0.02. Yes. Because with significant figures you start at the first number. So if you look, if you look here, let me just get my pen back. This here, it's not the first number, it's a 0. Here, no. You start here. This is the first significant figure. So because of the 9 here, it means this rounds up. So you get this as the answer. Okay. So let's just do the next one. 2 significant figures will be 0.0. It'd be the same. 2, 0. And then 3 significant figures is 0.0, 195. So for these questions, because you have to use the formula, usually the question would say, give your answer to, 3 decimal places or 2 decimal places or whatever. In the exam, if they don't tell you, the normal answer here is 3 significant figures. Okay? So if the question doesn't tell you what to use, you need to use this for the answer. Please make note of that, okay? So this is the normal one to use for this formula in the exam.
Even if it's like if you a number with no decimal places.
Yeah, now that seems a bit strange, doesn't it? I don't think that would happen in the exam. Yeah. I suppose if there's no decimal places, then you don't need to do any rounding. But if there's no decimal places, that means you didn't need to use this formula. You could have factorized. So I don't think that would happen. Don't worry about that in the exam. I don't think it would happen. But to answer your question, you don't need to round. So you don't have to worry about it in that case. Yeah. All right. We'll do some examples now. Yeah. Okay. Let's practice one. So let's say we have x squared plus 10x minus 1 equals 0. I want to solve this, and let's give the answer to 3 significant figures. Okay. So, what's the name of this quadratic that has a 1 in the front? Monic. Yeah. So here, the A is 1. Here, the B is 10. Here, the C is minus 1. There's a 1 here. There's a 10 here. And there's a minus 1 at the back. So the formula is x equals minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. That will be minus 10 plus or minus 100 minus 4 times 1 times minus 1 all over 2. That is minus 10 plus or minus square root of 104 over 2. So we need our calculator now. I guess you could simplify it a little bit more if you wanted to, but it's not necessary. Minus 10 plus root 104 over 2. So the first answer I get would be 0.0990. 3 significant figures. Or, if I change it to a minus, minus 10 point, now, I don't want to say it. I want you to type it in and you tell me, okay? So, tell me how I should finish that one. So, this is the plus one, and this is the minus one. So, type this in on your calculator and tell me what number to use. Is that Chinese over there? That's better. Alright. Who wants to tell me what they think the second answer is? Yeah? No? You have a calculator? What do you think the second answer is? Yeah, but 3 significant figures. What do you think? Correct. Minus 10.1. Because on my calculator I got this answer, minus 10.0990. So 3 significant figures will be 1, 2, 3. So the 9 here makes this one round up. So that's why I get this here. Is that okay? Yeah? Okay, let me give you one to try. Just to make sure you can use your calculator. So try one with a non-monic. Let's say 2x squared plus 10x minus 1. And give me the answer to 2 significant figures this time. Okay, let's have a look at this. So I won't write the formula down again. X equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So x equals minus 10 plus or minus root 108 over 4. So minus 10 plus root 108 over 4. So what's the first answer? Who has that? 0.098. And then the second one, let's see what we get. Just change that to minus. Yeah, minus. Yes, minus 5.1. Okay? So it's just using the calculator. Can I go down? Yeah. Okay, so I just want to check some vocabulary here. So suppose I have this answer. So you could write this 2 ways. You could keep the answer like this, which is, you know, a surd. Or you could write the answer like this. This, for example, is 4 decimal places or 5 significant figures. So the question said solve, and this is the answer that you got. So if the question said solve and they used the word exact in the question, so they want the exact answer, which one do you think that is? This or this?
The second one.
Yes. Yeah. Now, I find this word in English can confuse students. I don't know why. But when we say exact in maths class in English, we mean actually that answer and not that answer. Which I know might seem strange to some people. Okay. So here, if they said exact, they want the third answer. If they don't say, they probably want this answer over here. Yeah, what's the opposite of exact? Not exact? Unexact? Inexact? What is it? Thank you, yes, yes. Approximately. Approximate, yes. Yeah. Not unexact or not exact, okay? Alright, so let's do an example where the answer is a third. Okay. Can I scroll down? Yeah, so please make note of that meaning. Okay, so let's see. We'll say something like, yeah, we'll say something like this to start. So this question here wants you to solve exactly. So we can use our formula. X equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus, what's it, 48? 4ac all over 2a. No. No, definitely not. Sorry. 4 times 8 is 32. What am I thinking? So that should be 32. Okay. Right, so we have x equals minus 8 plus or minus square root of 32 over 2. Next. Next we need to simplify this part first. So you remember how to do that from the third lesson. 32 is 16 times 2, 16 is 8 times 2, 8 is 4 times 2, 4 is 2 times 2. So you have 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1. So x is minus 8 plus or minus square root 4. You can put them together. Times 4 times 2. So what's square root of 4? Square root of 4, 2. Square root of 4, 2. 2 by 2, 4. So, yeah, 4 root 2 is what you get on the next line. So x equals 8 plus or minus 4 root 2 over 2. Yes, minus 8, thank you. And next, what have I got in?
Divide by 2.
Yeah, in here, here, and here is a 2. So we can cancel by 2. So you get x equals minus 4 plus or minus 2 root 2 over 1. So you get x equals minus 4 plus or minus 2 root 2. So this is the third. The answer is a third. This is the simplest form it can take. That's okay? Yeah? Okay, now, can I go down? Yeah. So actually, just for a minute, I want to go back up to the formula here. Okay, so I was saying that A should not be 0, but there is another condition that you need to be able to use this formula.
Like
another, yeah?
b squared minus 4ac
Yes?
must be not minus.
Yes, not negative, correct. So it must be bigger than?
0.
Could it equal 0?
Yeah.
But we'll talk more about that in the next lesson, because today all the quadratics, this is positive. It's a big problem if it's negative, because we can't do this. Yeah. Okay. Right, let me give you the questions to try then. These are easy. So, ABC, ABC, ABC. Question 4 and question 5, optional. If you want to do something difficult, you can do 4 and 5. So ABC, ABC, ABC. And 4 and 5 are optional. If you're bored, you have nothing to do with your evening, you can do 4 and 5. And you can start them now. And you should get them finished before the end of the class. You should. If you have your calculator. Does everybody have a calculator? We've got one calculator and 3 students here.